Well, the book of Deuteronomy is really the second restating of the law of Moses. And in chapter 6, as part of a whole section from chapter 6 to chapter 10 of Moses sharing about what the Lord requires from us or is looking from us, we have one of the most important passages in the Old Testament. And this is what's called the Shema, or the Great Commandment, in Deuteronomy chapter 6, in verses 4 through 6. Where Moses says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. And these words which I command you today shall be in your heart." Many years later, somebody approached Jesus and said, "Which is the first or the greatest commandment?" And Jesus responded by quoting these words from Deuteronomy. What's the most important thing for us to do as a believer? It's to love God with the whole or the totality of our being. And it touches on the different elements of who we are as people, right? We are to love the Lord our God with all our heart. Now, in a biblical sense, our heart is not just to love God with our passion and with our emotion. That's part of it. But in many ways, especially in the Hebrew Bible, the heart is seen as the place where decisions are made, the place of the will. Some of us in our own lives, I'm one of those people. It's like I make big decisions in here, not up here. And so we are to love the Lord our God with all our heart and also with all our soul. That speaks to the spiritual aspect of who we are, right? That's that intangible, slightly more intangible element. We're to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with our spirit, and with all our strength, which speaks to our physical being, that we are to live out in our physical bodies all that Moses is commanding the people to live as God's chosen and holy particular people. So how's that going for you? Loving God with all your heart, with your passion, with your emotions, loving God with your soul, with the spiritual side of yourself, feeding that relationship and that connection with God. And physically, how are you living that out? What tangible habits are you practicing to help you to love God with all your heart, soul, and strength? And part of this is keeping all the words that Moses is sharing, that the words that we have from the Bible, in our heart, holding them close so that we know them and they shape and they guide our lives. This is the first and the greatest commandment, and one we are to pursue as long as we live.